welcome David to the stream.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. I love the purple background, man, honestly.
Appreciate that. D-Day brand colors, man.
Yeah, gotta stay branded. Gotta stay
Yes,
branded.
sir.
Usually Chill and I don't do video, but I have no problem hopping on video with you.
Yeah.
So all good.
Not gonna feel alone. That's good.
Yeah, no, of course. Don't want you talking into the abyss. So yeah,
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know. Maybe give us an overview and Chill. We can tee up some questions as we go here.
Sure. All right. So I can give you an overview of D-Day briefly, and I'll give you a deeper overview of Apex AI. So the idea of D-Day is we bring actual legitimate startups into the Web3 space. And by actual legitimate startups, I mean the team's got to be all fully doxed. They have to have prior experience in their industry, whether it's creating a company, being a professor in one of the top universities, or just basically having credentials, not just being a bedroom dev, right? From with like a CS degree. And number two, you have to have actual proprietary tech. It shouldn't be just, of course, like, no disrespect to vibe coding, but like it shouldn't be something that's like vibe coded over the weekend. It has to be R&D'd for years. It should have actual real world scalability so that it's not just only Web3 use cases, but like it's something very useful and scalable in the real world. And and number three, also, like everybody's putting their reputation on the line. It's not something like, oh, it's a cool idea. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. See if this works. No, like again, everybody's putting their reputation on the line. So we are doing everything legitimately and with a long-term vision in mind. And that long-term vision is leading the internet capital markets. So we have about 10 startups in the pipeline right now. And Apex AI is our first launch. We're exclusively focusing on Apex AI right now. And to give you a bit more background on Apex AI, Apex AI is an AI platform that that detects cancer, GI cancer specifically, with 95% plus accuracy. And to give you more context on that, even the most veteran doctors, right? Like they spent 10 plus years in the field analyzing GI images. God bless them, but they their accuracy rate is 70% at best. That means at least 1 in 3 patients who are getting a GI scan and who do actually have early signs of cancer, they are going unnoticed. So, but with if you get that 70% to 95%, then so many people are going to be able to get their diagnosis done early. And if they catch it early, then that's just going to be like a few percentage of a scalp from your stomach. It's not that big of a deal. But if it gets unnoticed, then you'll have to cut off at least 50-60% of your stomach, which is going to forever um, affect the quality of your life. And also it's a very dangerous procedure. It's a very dangerous thing to have. So it's really something that is life-saving and that is really needed in the world right now. And yeah, like and our founder that we're working with, he's a ex supercomputer architect. He's worked at Sun Microsystems, which is now part of Oracle, and he's installed the biggest supercomputer in Korea. And yeah, like it's the company's been around, been training the AI for years, partnered with Korea's top hospitals, and which are like in globally, some of them globally ranked in top 100. And yeah, like the plan right now, roadmap wise, working on KFDA approval and FDA approval. We're going to start, hopefully, we're going to start clinical validation in the United States in beginning next year, and start FDA approval toward 2026. And what else? Yeah, I mean oh yeah, and after KFDA approval, we are partnered with a medical platform called iCoop, which is a subsidiary of Green Cross, which is like basically a Korean version of Pfizer, right? And they have a medical institution network of 1,400 medical clinics. So after KFDA approval, Apex AI can start rolling out to over 1,400 hospitals right away.
Love it. I have a so just to set the stage a little bit on this. So D Day is an incubator for Apex and maybe
Yes.
some other Web3 businesses. Your thesis was, hey, ICM and the infrastructure being built in Solana is here to stay. Legitimate businesses are going to come through. Apex is one of those. It's an actual business. $2 million roughly of R&D has gone into this cancer image recognition solution that you guys have based out of South Korea. And now what you're doing is kind of launching that and the business of that into the market. Like, can you maybe talk about the business itself? What is Apex's business? Do they generate revenue now? Like, how do you see that kind of playing into the
Mhm.
role that Apex the token plays within, ICM and crypto?
Yes, absolutely. That's a really good question. So, business wise, Apex AI's main business plan is B2B, right? That's going into hospitals, having like a subscription rate with them, and a subscription fee with them, and just like same thing with like insurance companies and like that. And that's a B2B side. And I think the great thing about ICMs is also not only just getting Web 2 companies into Web 3, but also creating some sort of utility for the token. Because of course, having like a token for a company itself is great, I think, and like yeah, I think that's a great idea. But also, it's really important to have like an actual tangible utility. And the utility that for your Apex AI's utility, it's going to be the B2C side, because it's as great as Apex AI is. It's really unrealistic for it to be in every single hospital around the world, right? There will be places where there will be people who want to have access to AI to AI solutions to see to get early cancer detection done, but they can't because it's not there in their hospital. So that's where the Apex token comes in. You can get request your GI images from your hospital, and you can upload it to our portal on our website. Right now, it's free for people to try out our tech, but you soon enough you'll be able to access it by using Apex tokens. And we've gotten some feedback from the community regarding this as well. So there are really two ways that we can do this. Either people pay with Apex tokens to do that, which I think that's really like legitimate utility, or if there's a issue, if like the world is really not fully ready yet for like all that ICM tokenization, everything like that, that's fine. Maybe we'll be able to maybe we'll another thing that we are considering is so that it's really easy to just pay with USDC or just fiat, and then it just automatically converts to Apex tokens, and then buy supply, and then like part of it can get burned or like that. So we're really our team is really considering two options right now when it comes to utility, but the
Can I,
tech is
before you move on, can I double click on that? So basically, what you're telling us is that there's a B2B side of the business that is working with hospitals directly. But
yes.
what you've created is a consumer portal where anyone on the internet in the US, North America, Europe, around the world can upload their image scans from their
Mhm.
doctors and then get a potential diagnosis or get some sort of analysis back from Apex AI,
Mhm.
um, just and then through the token, right? Like
Yes.
whatever revenue model there mechanism you have generates demand for the tokens. You're telling me that there is millions of people in the US healthcare system that have very little access to expensive, diagnosis, and you're basically solving that problem for them
Yes, absolutely. So there's
for
a
free at
right
current
now it's
at
free.
current
Yes,
moment.
while it lasts, go ahead, upload your endoscopy images. It's not going to be free forever, but yeah, go ahead.
And if I can also jump in here, because there's a few things that I wanted to double click on as well. But from the kind of from what I've seen on CT, from the feedback I've seen from just kind of the general crypto community, is why would someone need to buy this token to kind of access services? Why not just use fiat? And I like the optionality between using something like fiat or perhaps using the token with the token itself, you're basically
Mhm.
saying, like Josh said, anyone can access the internet that can access the internet will have access to this.
Yes.
But I wanted to see from your perspective, what would you say to those to anyone that kind of has that sort of idea of, okay, well, why would I need to buy a token on Solana to get my GI and my endoscopy scanned, images scanned?
Absolutely. No, that is a very good question. And this really comes down to why join this really comes down to the idea of ICM then, right? Like if let's say, okay, we're like doing only fiat, right? Then it's going to be then it's there's going to be a question of, okay, then what is the utility of the coin, right? Why launch a coin in the first place? And but then if we only do it like, okay, you only can pay with Apex tokens, then it will be like, okay, then how are you going to solve the a lot of people accessing your technology? So there's a really an interesting dilemma when it comes to that uh, because we do want to add utility to the coin, but also we want a lot of people to actually try out the tech. So that's we're really trying to balance those two things right now, and also when it comes to ICM, because at the end of the day, we really don't want to create a utility for the sake of utility, and that's why we really want to create a utility that's actually meaningful because. Um, the idea of utility is that we are not only tying the price of the coin to the reputation of the company, to the tech of the company, but we're actually also tying the value of the coin to what people can actually use it for. If the value of the service that you can get with by using the coin is high, then by default, no matter what, doesn't matter if there's a bull run or not, there's still going to be an additional value to the coin. So yeah, if that answers your question.
No, that definitely does, and I like that last part that you mentioned. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin is going up or down. Healthcare is a constant. There's a constant
Mhm.
demand for good healthcare around the world, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to understand. There are a lot of maybe naysayers or pessimists out there, but ultimately, when you have revolutionary technology like this that is working, that is already being integrated into hospitals, major institutions, major and other major medical institutions, it's worth paying attention to. We do have a question here in the chat
Mm,
before I get to some other things that I wanted to double click on. Senzuga, does the
absolutely.
tech only search for cancer or can it find other things as well?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And there are some things that I can reveal yet, and there are some things that I can't. So I'll try to be wise about it. So when it comes to AI, um, the great thing about AI is that once you have the infrastructure done, you can train it with a lot of things. So not only is just like the AI infrastructure important, the AI model is important. It's also important to have quality data. You have to both win the quality and the quantity. So with Apex AI, for example, with the GI imaging, it's been trained on over 1 million GI images. And that is the largest data set when it comes to AI using uh, AI used data set in the world. And that's possible in Korea because of the partnerships that we have with the university research hospitals. And so if the beauty of this is if you incorporate other data sets with great quality, great quantity, and they're all um, and they're and with the help of doctors and researchers, then you can use the Apex AI technology with many other diseases, cancer diseases, and everything like that. And we do have papers out for other parts. And business plans done for many other diseases as well right now. But again, when in the business perspective, you don't want to just spread yourself too thin, right? You really want to laser focus into one subject, become the top leader at that, and then you start branching out to other things. So, to answer your question short, yes, there are many other use cases to it.
So before before I'm gonna kind of like translate um, and kind of give everyone a picture of what this could look like in the future. I know there are things that you can't say, so I'm just spitballing based on
Sure.
everything that I'm hearing. So you essentially just want to make sure that you can hyper focus on your main core, your main core offering, your main solution, which is the scans of the GI and detecting cancer at
Mhm.
an earlier stage at a higher rate than human doctors.
Mhm.
Maybe eventually in the future, one thing that could be done is then you can expand into other things. Perhaps there's a utility that could be added to that when it comes from a tokenomic standpoint. But essentially, you have the tech that already powers one powerful kind of solution, and that it can't power, other solutions as well. I think I got a call and I might have chopped out there for a second.
That's fine. But yes, that's exactly correct. We do have already the data sets available and already researched for at least one other disease, major disease that we haven't published yet. And also, to clarify, it
Alpha.
seems like yes, there's a lot going on the Apex side. This is definitely not just like an idea, like a very beginning of a startup, and we just have a crazy idea. No, it's very layered down on the line right now. And to also clarify, because it's really not easy to understand if you just look at our Twitter profile. The way it works, there are really two ways. Number one, you can use images, right? GI images to like upload them on the platform, and our AI analyze it. But the biggest use cases that's going to be is you when you get your endoscopy done, it's going to be live, right? The doctor just does the endoscopy, and there's a video feed of what's happening, and um, Apex AI analyzes everything in lifetime, like at the same on demand at live time. So if while during the endoscopic procedure, the doctors, while looking at with their eyes, they basically have a co-pilot, which is Apex AI, that finds all the lesions that might potentially be cancer. So yeah, so it's both pictures and video.
And something I did want to confirm as well, just kind of zooming back out to D-Day a little bit. One thing I wanted to confirm with you was the legal counsel for
Mhm.
D-Day, because they are a very important part of the process as far as looking at which projects are being supported, and the type of resources that you can provide these startups as well. So I
Yes.
wanted you to go through that a little bit with the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to D-Day, we do have a legal counsel, a legal team, and also an AI council as well, like an AI and tech council that's really helps with vetting out projects, and when it comes to just like how we're going to proceed with demonstrating the tech. And the really important part of having a legal counsel is to really bring legitimacy, and not just short-term legitimacy but long-term legitimacy, because if you look at many coins out there, it's just it is just blatantly and non-registered security, right? And like, of course, if you are just trying to max extract and just trying to rug people after like right away, or maybe after a few day run, sure, it doesn't really matter. But in the long term, if you are really looking to constantly bring blockbuster projects into the Web3 space, then you really have to make sure that everything is legally sound, both on the project side, both on the startup side, and also on how we issue the tokens, how we what we promise, and constructing everything has to be legally sound. And that's why we have our legal counsel. He is a um, our legal counsel Troy. He is managing partner and founder of a law firm, a top leading law firm in Korea that focuses on on tech companies, on these tech VCs, and also is super focused on blockchain. He's basically it won't be an overstatement to say that he's helped almost half of Korea crypto, right? So we are we're partnering very closely with him and his team to really make sure that we are looking at the long-term vision, not just a short-term vision of like short-term profits in this space.
We have 7 minutes left, and Chill, just before you get to your next question, there's a really good question that Grizz asked. But even before we get to that, I just want to double tap on the Korea crypto connection, because crypto is actually really big in Korea, and
Yes.
Previous waves of adoption have actually been led by South Korea. How much engagement are you doing around the token community marketing within that community in Korea natively? And like, are there exchanges in Korea that will list the token and so on? I know regulation, I think in Korea, like in the US, has loosened up a little bit, but maybe just double tap on the local connection to the community there.
Yes, absolutely. So we do have a lot of Korean holders as well in right now. A really big part would be to helping them adapt into this Solana trenches market, right? Because it is in the United States, at least in U.S. crypto, like it's pretty common, but in Korea it's like there are a lot of people who are into crypto and everything, but it's very exchange focused. So, but we do have connections with I'm not going to say the exchange, but just think top exchange in Korea, and are we are planning something for that. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey man, you gotta be on stream to get the alpha. So there's a great question here. This is basically like success stories. Any I don't know if you can read it, David, or if
Are there any sure. Are there any cases where early stage cancer was detected through endoscopy images submitted via the website? Yeah, that's a really good question. Yes, we do. In fact, we got a submission a couple months ago while we were just marketing our product, and we ran it by our AI, and we actually did catch early cancer in the GI images that we got. So we notified the person who sent the submission, and we let them know, please visit your hospital ASAP and get a biopsy done ASAP. Because, like, of course, because what we do is we don't diagnose cancer. What we do is basically detect it early, so we can for sure say that this is cancer by like doing biopsy and everything like that. But with 95% plus accuracy rate, and the fact that we got that submission in the first place means that the doctor who did the endoscopy, they missed it. And I was talking to Sung and like, hey, like you see the images here, right? And like along with our chief medical officer, and like, do GI professionals really not see this? And they're like, yeah, no, this is to the human eye, it's not visible. You can only catch this with AI. So yes, we do have at least one case of detecting cancer so far through our submissions alone.
That's huge.
Thank
That's,
you.
I mean, so much alpha here in the show, uh, based on everything that you've been telling us. So, really appreciate you coming and sharing all this information with us. But
Of course.
that's so huge to see that the tech is already working. It's already detecting cancer even now, and it's already changing lives and saving lives even now. So, man, congrats to the team on basically proof of concept, if not, just live in a sort of trial phase when it comes to getting the community submissions. But really, congrats on that with you guys, man. Huge. That's huge.
Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate your words.
Yeah, and David, if I could chime in real quickly, I just
Sure.
want to say congratulations to your first successful launch.
Thank you.
And I think what you're doing for the space Solana ecosystem is actually very valuable. To help people understand what a good project looks like versus what what a lower grade looks like, right? And I know that you guys do really good due diligence. And so in a way, you're actually teaching a lot of people what to look for. So that's good. I love what you're doing, man. Looking forward to your other launches.
Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate you guys having me. And I know there are some other questions. You guys can join our Discord and ask questions. I'm pretty active. Our team is active, so we'll answer any questions. But thanks so much for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, David. Senzu and David, any of your other projects, if you want to drop alpha, this is the show to drop it on. So just DM me and we can set up another stream. Senzu, David, I don't know if you have any, or you can pull anything out of the question that's on screen now. We have like
yeah, sure.
If you want to answer it quickly, I'll just give you that opportunity because Senzu popped it in. And then feel free to stay on the show or hop off. You're welcome to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I didn't want to like run over my time, but
no, you're good. You're good.
All right. Have you conducted any external multi-center validation studies on independent, demographically diverse data sets? If so, what were the sample sizes, reference standards? For example, histopathology versus endoscopist annotations, and resulting sensitivity, specificity, and AUC metrics. Could you share any peer-reviewed publications or abstracts reporting these results? Yes, that's a really good question. So far, we have done validation in our partner research hospitals that we have on our website. When it comes to the sensitivity and specificity and like all the other metrics, it's on our website as well. Like, let me really quickly go in there. I don't want to run over time, but for stomach. For stomach, it's 95% accuracy, 94% sensitivity, 99% specificity, 95% precision, and 95% F1 score. For colon, it's 99% accuracy, 98% sensitivity, 99% specificity, precision is 98%, and F1 score is 98%. I'll actually screenshot this because I don't have the specific numbers for sample size, except that the whole data set is over 1 million and the reference standards. And I'll actually get back to you after getting it from our chief medical officer.
Sounds good. Hey, appreciate the question, Senzu God. That was a very nice question and
Really
a very nice answer as well, David. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you coming on and sharing all that information with us, man. It's been a pleasure hearing what you guys have to offer at Apex. I've covered it already. I'll probably continue to cover it as well. I think what you guys do is amazing. Wolf, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's amazing to see what you guys are doing. I have a bit of a medical background myself. I worked at one of the busiest ERs in the U.S. for 5 years, and I've seen a lot, and so healthcare is definitely close to my heart, and so it's just really good to see you guys, ultimately saving lives. So all the best to you, and you guys in the future. Looking forward to any updates that you guys shoot out here over the next days and weeks.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. Really looking forward to talking to you guys again. Thank you.